The Lean Startup by Eric Ries is a popular and influential business book that introduces a new approach to building startups, designed to reduce the risks and increase the chances of success. Ries presents a framework called the Lean Startup methodology, which is based on principles of lean manufacturing, agile development, and validated learning. Here's a detailed breakdown. Definition of a startup. Ries defines a startup as a human institution designed to create a new product or service under conditions of extreme uncertainty. Startups operate in uncertain environments, which means traditional business methods like forecasting, planning, and managing often fail. Core concepts. Validated learning through the process of iteration and testing. Rather than spending years perfecting a product, startups should release an early version to gather feedback from real customers. This approach enables continuous learning and refinement based on actual user data. Build, measure, learn cycle. This is the fundamental feedback loop for startups. Build, create a minimum viable product, MVP, a basic version of the product that solves the core problem for customers with the least effort. Measure, track key metrics, and gather data on how customers interact with the MVP. Learn. Analyze the results and decide whether to pivot, change the direction of the business or product, or persevere, stick with the current strategy. Minimum viable product, MVP. The MVP is a stripped-down version of the product that allows a startup to gather validated learning with the least amount of work. It avoids building unnecessary features or aiming for perfection up front. Steering, pivot, or persevere. Once a product is launched and feedback is collected, the startup must decide whether to pivot, change course, or persevere, continue building on the current model. The goal is to avoid waste by making decisions based on real user feedback instead of assumptions. Pivot. A fundamental change in the strategy without changing the vision. For example, a startup might change its target customer base, revenue model, or core technology based on what is learned. Persevere. Continuing with the current course of action after validating that the business idea and product direction are on the right track. Innovation accounting. This concept focuses on measuring progress with the right metrics, especially in the early stages of a startup. Instead of relying on traditional financial metrics, startups should use metrics that reflect actual learning and customer engagement. These might include customer acquisition cost, lifetime value, churn rate, and so on. Lean thinking. Ries draws on lean manufacturing principles from Toyota, which emphasize eliminating waste and improving efficiency. In the lean startup context, waste is defined as any activity that doesn't result in validated learning. The methodology encourages startups to avoid spending time and resources on features that users don't need or want. Continuous deployment. This is the practice of releasing small, incremental changes to a product frequently, sometimes multiple times a day, to test new ideas quickly and gather feedback. Continuous deployment reduces the risk of big product launches that might fail and helps companies stay agile. Split testing, or A/B testing, is a method of running experiments with different versions of a product to see which performs better. This helps startups understand customer preferences and optimize their product or service based on real data. The 5 Whys method. Ries advocates for this problem-solving technique where, when something goes wrong, you ask why 5 times in order to uncover the root cause of the problem. This helps startups solve problems more effectively by addressing the real issues, not just the symptoms. Sustainable growth. In the lean startup model, growth should be driven by one of the following. Word of mouth, where satisfied customers spread the word to others. Paid advertising, where revenue from customers allows the business to buy more advertising and grow. Repeat usage, where customers continue to use the product and generate revenue over time. And network effects, where as more people use the product, its value increases for everyone, attracting even more users. Customer feedback. A core aspect of the lean startup methodology is involving customers early and often. This customer-centric approach helps ensure the product being developed meets real customer needs, avoiding costly mistakes that come from assuming what the market wants. Key lessons from the book. 1. Embrace uncertainty. Startups operate in an unpredictable environment, and the lean startup approach helps manage uncertainty by focusing on learning and adapting. 2. Focus on learning. The goal isn't to launch a perfect product, but to learn as quickly as possible what works and what doesn't. 3. Iterate quickly. Building, measuring, and learning in quick cycles allows startups to adjust and improve their product before it's too late. 4. Measure the right metrics. Vanity metrics, like website traffic or total downloads, don't provide actionable insights. Startups should focus on metrics that drive learning and growth. 5. Test assumptions early. By launching an MVP, startups can test their assumptions about the market and customer needs, avoiding wasted time and resources. Impact of the Lean Startup. Since its publication in 2011, the Lean Startup has been embraced not only by startups but also by large corporations and nonprofits as a way to foster innovation and agility. The methodology's focus on experimentation, customer feedback, and rapid iteration has transformed the way businesses are built in a variety of industries. Conclusion. The Lean Startup is a revolutionary approach to building a business, particularly in environments with high uncertainty. It emphasizes learning quickly from real customers, iterating products rapidly, and making data-driven decisions. By minimizing waste and focusing on validated learning, the Lean Startup method helps increase the chances of success for startups and organizations alike.